Hello there. So my name is Jo and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to film the flip through of the junk journal that we made together in our series, my series. This is the junk journal that you saw me putting together. I have 9 short videos of me just doing different things to decorate it. So I thought I would go ahead and film a final flip through before I put it up on my Etsy site. So the journal, let's talk about the size of the journal first. So the journal is about 8 inches long and about just a little over 6 inches wide. And oops, spread that out again. The spine is about 3 inches. So, and then as you can see, I've got 12 signatures here, and each of these 12 signatures has one of the pages from the book in it. All of the pages from the book are in this, and they can be read, and they've just been shortened a little so that the book is slightly smaller than the normal golden book size. So, and as you can see, I've got little things. I've put a gold edge around the golden book. We put some vintage fasteners on there. This is vintage buttons and chenille trims and cloth, and I embroidered this a little bit to make a cute spine. So now we're going to open the book and show you the pages. So the first thing I can show you is on the inside cover of the front cover. I happen to like to make these envelope, they're kind of like envelope folios that I build right into the book so that you can put different kinds of paper and scrap paper in here. So, and then I experimented with making a little band to help hold some things so you can have a tuck spot at the same time. So, and this is vintage wrapping paper. We've got a nice large journaling card and a decorated window envelope with some vintage strawberry and butterfly stickers and a little piece of scrap paper. So the envelope can help you keep your ephemera and things together. And then on the envelope, we've got a nice place for stationery, cards, and this pastel paper, which will go really well with the colors that are in this journal. So I've given you lots of different kinds of scrap paper to use. And then if you want, you can actually tuck this envelope into the band. With a little fiddling, it'll tuck in, it'll keep it all nice and tight. I'm not going to do that right now, but you can. On each of the Golden Book pages, I have made a tab of some kind. And the tabs have vintage cloth and vintage buttons, so quite often mother of pearl buttons. So in this journal, the pages are inked slightly with a Tim Holtz Distress ink. On most of these paper clips, I have a little bit of decoration that we've made, and we've made several different kinds. I don't think I've done paper clips for a video yet, so I hope to do that soon. And then you've got some different kinds of journaling cards. I always like to include several Golden Book vintage covers. I just print these off from Pinterest, and then some other little free memorabilia and some Rolodex cards and index cards and things like that. So anything that can be used for a cute journaling or memory keeping thing, I just kind of tuck in here. And then I've got some tea-dyed paper. And then I have a collection of my Etsy papers. So I made some digital papers of old, very old vintage cloth and laces and things, and I've included them as parts of the pages here. So you're going to see several different kinds, and when I come across them, I'll try and point it out. So let me just check and see where I am. Yeah, okay. I want to make sure that you're in view and you can see everything. So this is an old vintage coaster. It's a nice little tuck spot, journaling spot, craft pages. There's some more paper. Another little card that I printed from Pinterest. Some little pieces of note paper, some pretty scrap paper, Rolodex card, some vintage lace. This is a piece of stationery ephemera. It's kind of embossed, so it's got a nice texture. This is the other side of my Etsy digital paper. And this is just a little tuck spot using some vintage, I don't want to say vintage. It's a tuck spot using some vellum and vintage lace. And then you can just tuck different things up in there. Isn't that cute? Little Dolly Dingle card. We have vintage stickers, little flip up. These are watercolor tabs. And then this is a triple pocket. It's got some little tags in one pocket, some little journaling card pieces in there. Oops, that's getting snagged. There we go. Some more little journaling cards on the other side. So just some different little tuck spots. This is from an old, this was a free printable from Pinterest. So it's just a scan of an old card. The doily. On this page we have a tab that's made out of a ticket that has some collaging on it. This is old school paper, and I found some orange things to kind of go with this little orange stationery. So right there I have ink on my fingers, not dirt. Different projects I'm into right now. So little tuck spots, little tags that are nice for labels or journaling cards. This is a nice pocket, a little bit more stationery, and a manila tag. This is actual, I think this is like an old ledger notebook paper. And this is a rub-on sticker and a little bit of Tim Holtz ephemera. A little pink paper, another golden book card, list making paper, and an index card. So, tuck spot. Here's the other side of that stationery paper, school paper. This is a pretty color, and I've got a little bit of my Etsy paper there too. This is stationery. I know that kind of ripped a little bit. I'll probably put a little tab of paper or something there. But this is some art paper I did a few years ago. I was trying out some eco prints, and some of the leaf pattern came through, but I just thought it was cute. Nice colors. It goes with this pastel theme. This is a folk art book. Vintage note papers, another one of those roses. Another little tuck spot using a decorating page, and then there's a cute bow on a paper clip that I made. Okay, let's make sure you're in view. Okay. So, and then a little journaling spot with an attached ribbon. Another little envelope with a lining. Some journaling cards are in it. More painted paper. That's the other side of that painted paper. Another little tag. And the story pages are random throughout each of these signatures. So instead of like in some of my other journals, I have put the story pages like as the first page of every signature. I actually made them all random, so they come at different parts of the journal, and I like that. I think that was nice. These just happen to fall right side by side, so you can see like that part of the story. Tea-dyed paper, little tip-in, some old vintage flower page, a bit more note page there, a note card. This is like a pink paper, a little bit of ephemera. This is one of my Etsy scans of vintage linen, and another one of those old notebooks. They're like ledger paper, and they're quite old. So an old card I just made a little decoration on. Other side of that vintage paper. And here's another envelope that we did a little bit of trim so that this will not stick. Some of the old envelopes, when you get them, if they get a little bit of moisture, they will actually, that glue will suddenly stick and you'll be struggling to open your envelope without ripping it. So if I feel like that happens, I often just put some washi tape over that glue. And then, this is just some tea-dyed paper square and index card that's been inked a little bit with a little bit of cute washi tape for a journaling card. Rub-on stickers. I used quite a few rub-on stickers in this journal, and I really like that. It's tea-dyed paper, scrap paper, and a different little paper clip. This is like a flag style paper clip, and it's just, I've got it upside down so the flag is up. This is a vintage button, a little bit of trim. It's on a little tag, so. And then here's one of the little, I call them like a scalloped pocket. You just make a little decoration. A little bit of, a few things to kind of tuck in. A bag for ephemera and a little list paper. Some vintage tissue paper. And this is a old school page, like a workbook from a school book. Another little tuck spot. Some computer paper has a little tuck spot. So on any of the envelopes that are kind of open, you're free to go ahead and seal them however you want. I don't do all of that myself because I know sometimes I prefer to have different kinds of closures. Like I might use washi tape, or maybe even just some double-sided tape, or I might use something and staple it together. So I don't do all of the decorating and all of these closures because I want you to feel like you can do some of those yourself. So this is a vintage paper from a golden book, and both sides are very cute. So you've got both some cute words, and you've got a little cute picture, and you can use that however you like. So this is old computer paper. So then we have another, this is another tab ticket with a little rub-on sticker and a little bit of that cloth. I really like these rub-on stickers for that. That works very well. Let me make sure I'm in frame again. Okay. I can just barely see the camera if I kind of crane my neck here. So this is a magazine pocket. I really liked the, these are, I think, chrysanthemum flowers. I just really liked that blue, so I made it into a little pocket. You can just tuck stuff in here, a little bit of pink paper, a couple little tags. This is a little, I think it's an iPhone wallpaper, which no longer seems to have an address, so I couldn't give the credits to this, but it's on Pinterest, and you can kind of track that down yourself. And if anybody knows how to get the address for that, that would be nice. So here's a little paper clip. And we've got another little golden book card cover, a really vintagey one. And then just a little bit of scrap here. So that was the front door. With these little file folders, there's a couple in the book. You can make little secret journaling spots. And then the colors kind of coordinate with colors that are already in here. So you can do that, or you can leave them as little envelopes or make little pockets out of them. They're kind of cute. So this is Stamperia scrapbooking paper, and it's double-sided, so it's got some really nice patterns on both sides, and I put a little rub-on sticker on there too. Gosh, I can't remember. This is an ephemera pack from Joann's. It's one of those newer ones that's come out, but I can't remember the name of it. I still have to kind of track that down and see if I have the package still somewhere. Some Easter seals, just some little paper. This is another little vellum tuck spot. This is a little square that I made out of, I had some extra Pioneer Woman shelf liner, and I just cut a little square out of a few of the little tiny flowers, and I just use it for texture. There's a little bit of ribbon and lace up there too. So this is the other side of that. The other side of that workbook page, and this is a little tuck spot where you can actually just tuck some things up in there. It's kind of glued on both sides, but it works pretty well for that. Excuse me. This is the vintage tissue paper, and I really like that. So I always include some tissue paper in each of my junk journals, and it works as a book page. Let me see if I've got that right. I kind of nudged my camera. It works as a book page. It also works as a bit of a collage material. So you can take pieces off if you want and use it to decorate other pieces in the book. So, and by that I mean you could, if you're setting up a page and you're decorating, you could just tear a fragment off and use it as part of that page decoration. So this is some more double-sided tape, and I've got this dark green. I love this dark green butterfly tape. And I'll go ahead and I'll show you what this is another little vintage metal button clip that I made. It's got a little bit of the book cloth there and some scraps of ribbon and stuff around it. So, and a little tiny note card. This is from Current. It's like a little mini note card. And then we've got a guest check that's like, oops, slightly decorated. Just some graph paper. This is more of the old ledger paper. And then this is a book page from, I think, Brambley Hedge. One of my children's favorite books. And I really love the little sweet pictures. So I kind of include these as pockets quite often. And we've got a little paper. This is just a little copy paper of the bunny book. So, and then Rolodex cards, which I really like to do either journaling on or I just write memories on. And these ones I kind of inked with pink. I do different things for them myself in my own journals, but I like them. I like them to use them for little journaling spots on a page. So some more paper. A little bit of note card. This is a slightly larger Rolodex card. Little scraps on the pockets. As you can see, there's lots of blank pages so that you can put your own decorations and memories and things in. So this is a little glassine bag that has a decoration, a sticker on it, and then it holds a cup. It's got a little space for a couple of little journaling cards. These are the backs of very old vintage postcards, and the front looks like that, or yeah. So this is the back of the postcard, but the front of the postcard is blank, so you can decorate it or write on it and turn it into a little journaling card. This is a printable that I have in my shop, and there's different colors and styles, so I like to use those as journaling cards quite often. And the other one is a Stamperia. So this is from that Stamperia set, and that's what the back of that looks like. A little bit more decorated, but when you're a creator like me, or I don't know, I sometimes I just like to do things on something blank like this. So I kind of like that. So with the story, this is another one of my Etsy printable pages. It's on a pocket. So we have a vintage card. This is a free printable from Pinterest as well. I believe I linked to that. And a little bit of some tea-dyed paper. Another little scalloped page, pocket page. This is a vintage coaster with some springtime like flowers on it. There was a pink one earlier. That one's purple violets. So this is an old school page. It's been decorated just a little bit. And this is that dark green paper that I really like. And an ephemera piece from Tim Holtz. And I kind of like that. It's like speaking out. So it's really cute. Game card. This is vintage graph paper from some student notebook or something. I left this the way it was. This is just a really pink vintage like page from a bird magazine, I think. Let me have a sip of water here. Now, of course, you can use this as part of your collage work in the journal or whatever you want to do. So this is the other side of that Etsy printable, and I have a little spot for some tags for journaling. Tags and scraps. This is a long piece. And just another little golden book card. So it's made out of a glycine bag. So this is another one of the little file folders, and we've got a little bit of list paper in here and a couple little cards. Let's see if I can just show you. It's just another Rolodex card and some list paper and a little tuck spot. So if you ever you're unsure if these things are going to hold or not, you can actually just take a nice little paper clip and clip it, and it should hold it just fine. So it's a little wrinkly. I like that sound. Okay, so moving on. Here's another little tag with the vintage cloth. This is another one of my Etsy printables. Another Tim Holtz ephemera, and this is very ancient ledger paper, I guess is what it is. So it's been cut down to size, and then to strengthen the whole area, I just go ahead and I use a strip of washi tape to make it a little bit stronger. So, and you can see it has like some natural rips that happen, but that's nice stuff to use. The color is real good. Little tuck spot, some ephemera, more Tim Holtz ephemera. This is like an old scrapbooking rose sticker, just some more pink paper. This is a coloring sheet from a coloring book. Another craft book page that's turned into pockets that I like to sew. And this one has this flower on. Sometimes I'll have lace on them. I have the lace down here this time. So, and these are just different kinds of cards and another little golden book page. This is another one of my scanned postcards. I inked around this one and put a little tab on that. These are like some washi stickers. And as you can see, it's blank on that side. And then this is from, I don't know. It's a double-sided scrapbooking paper that's pretty thick. I can't remember the company name now, so I'll have to look for that. This is more Stamperia paper and another little chenille paper clip. Another one of my Etsy printables. A little flip spot where you can do some journaling. flip it down. It's got a little vintage lace, little rub-on sticker. I'm going to leave that thread like that. This is from a stamp catalog, this little page. And this one I did seal, and you have another little book page. And then this is not tracing paper. This is vintage onion skin paper. And as you can see, it's got a nice transparency to it. A little bit more of that wrapping paper, another coloring page, another little flag paper clip. See that? And just another little scanned golden book cover I found on Pinterest. This is a bit of vintage stationery, some more of that dyed paper that I was working with. This is just spray dyed. It's not eco print. At least I don't think so. I think it's just, well, it could actually have some plant imprints in there. I'm not sure. But anyway, dyed paper. Stationery. This is a little tuck spot made with Stamperia paper, and it's just stapled. And you just slide more paper in. And actually this could be a little tuck spot too, so you could actually just put a little bit more in that page if you want to. And the same on this side. And I really like tuck spots. They're the simplest way to keep a little bundle of papers together. So it's nice. And then this is the other side of the onion skin paper. And we have a little sewing on this paper. And you can keep it all together like that. So I often leave these edges kind of like that, but if you have washi tape, you are welcome to come along, of course, and use your favorite washi tape to cover it up. This is sewn paper, the story, some graph paper. These are the Easter seal things. I had a little vintage envelope that had some roses on it, so I made it into a pocket, and we made this lining. And it's just a tuck spot for some different journaling things, some list paper, an old recipe card, some scrapbooking paper, and a little thing someone sent me that's on parchment paper with some kind of embroidery. So there you go. And then this is another Etsy scanned printable. And then I have a few more little pieces of paper and another little postcard. These are these little labels, and I think that I'm going to have those in my website, my Etsy store, sometime this year. So cute little labels. This little one is a little tuck spot here just for some little small things. And we've got another little golden book card. Some story page. Another one of my Etsy papers. This is that long fold out. Some washi tape here. And the other side of that sewn page is this little tuck spot. So, and then we just have some little variety of some things. So this is a vintage, it's a water decal. Now, I don't know if water decals will work anymore once they're vintage. I haven't felt like trying one yet, but you can use this as a sticker just by using glue on the back, or you could sew around it. So then we've just got a little bit of some textury paper for, you know, collage work or making little notes, and a Rolodex card. I love the vintage colors on that. Lots of roses in this book. Roses are one of my favorite things to use. So, coloring page. This is also vintage graph paper. I can't remember what it's from. It's some kind of business paper. The folk art page. Here's a little page that's been made into a nice tuck spot. And it's made with double-sided tape. So sometimes this happens. The double-sided tape will stick the ends of these cards, and they don't fall out very easily, which is nice. But this is made from a vintage greeting card. Oh, I've got another one in there too. Let's see. Yep. And then this is just a nice card with some graph paper on it. So when I make some pockets, I'll use that double-sided tape, and I like it because it doesn't warp the page. But there's always that possibility that it's going to be a little sticky down at the end. So, to, you know, just deal with it, I guess. This is some tea-dyed paper and another little envelope. And this one I lined with some of that vintage tissue paper. It's got a little bit of collage-y kind of stuff in there. So it's got a little band with some goodies in it. So it's just some scrap paper with flowers, a white index card, and a pink recipe card, and a vintage playing card with this rose theme on it. So we've got a good rose theme going on here. That just goes there. Another story page. We've got these little square tabs all over the place, which is nice. Here's another little tuck spot with another, this is another book page that you can use for either collage work or decorating, and a Rolodex card and another white index card. And then on the other side, we've just got a little bit more colored paper. This green actually, it's just like that on that side, but this green works really well with some of the greens that are used on the flowers and stuff like that. So that's really pretty. More of that old graph paper, and I put a little rub-on sticker there in the end. This is a flip up. So I really like to use all of these pages, and if you don't like the way these stick up and you don't want to use it as a tuck-in, or you don't want to put a, you know, a note up there or anything like that, you can actually take it off and use it for part of your collage work. So you can adjust that to however you want. Then we just have another little golden book cover, the little pink and yellow clip. And the same for this. This is sewn all the way around, but I didn't want to destroy these cute illustrations. So I decided to just use it as a really big page. I think you can see that, and it's just all folded up. So you can include some little, you know, secret notes or whatever in here, and you can fold it up, and when you don't want it to be, you know, flopping around, you just put a little paper clip here to hold it together. And then here we have just a bit of this old graph paper with a tab. We have a little bit more things to use. So we have some pretty scrap paper, another one of those savings and loan record things. Wonder if that's a Monopoly card. I'm not sure. Got another guest check that's just nice and blank, and some more scrap paper. You can decorate. Oh, my kids are down, so hopefully you're not going to hear too much whining here. But same thing for that. That's the folk art page, and this is an Etsy printable. And then this is vintage wallpaper. Well, vintage wrapping paper, I think it is. So, okay, I've got to hurry. And then we have this little tag folio, and it's just a little, like a little slot where you can slide tags in. And I just made some long tags for you. So the end of that's double-sided wrapping paper, and then this is a Tim Holtz linen tape, and then this is the envelope. This is made with my scannable paper, and I'm going to go ahead and include a maker's letter in there. And this is the end of it and the closure. So the closure is just one single eyelet. And what I do is I just wrap it around, tie it like that.